In the business report, President of the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, Richard Mullings, is urging the government to address the ongoing cement shortage affecting the construction sector. Mullings says the shortage is negatively impacting the industry, which employs more than 100,000 people and contributes to 10% of Jamaica's economy. He says letters sent by the association to the Ministries of Finance and Industry seeking answers on the issue have gone unanswered. While acknowledging that cement imports may offer temporary relief, Mullings says greater support should be given to locally based Caribbean Cement Company Limited, warning that increased imports could lead to foreign exchange losses and reduced economic growth. Woodcats International is reporting lower first quarter profits and revenue as the company says demand was affected by the lingering impact of Hurricane Melissa and seasonal factors. For the first quarter ending March 31 this year, revenue declined by 5.3% to $241.9 million. The company says weaker demand from manufacturers and other key customers contributed to the decline. We now have the latest market and foreign exchange update from Denise Williams.
For the trading period of May 18, 2026, the most actively traded securities were Woodcats International Limited with 5,050,519 units representing 19.01% of market sales activities. Kintyre Holdings Jamaica Limited with 3,496,276 units representing 13.16% of market sales activities. Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited with 3,222,545 units representing 12.13% of market sales activities. Investor activity remained concentrated in distribution and transportation plays, signaling continued interest in dividend-producing and strategic assets. Turning to the foreign exchange market based on Bank of Jamaica data for May 18, 2026, Forex traders recorded significant activity with strong demand across major currencies. For the US dollar, trading margins reflected steady liquidity, with the US selling for $157.29 and buying at $158.56. For the Canadian dollar, moderate gains supported by 55-cent transaction spreads. The Canadian dollar sold for $115.84 and was bought for $115.29. For the British pound, continued volatility offered short-term trading opportunities of $3.53 in profits for the banks. The British pound sold for $213.34 and was bought for $209.81. These movements underscore the importance of cash flow timing and currency awareness for businesses managing import costs, debt servicing, or overseas exposure. For a credit report tip of the day, credit determines how expensive or accessible your next step in life will be. So let's give two examples. For health, financial access becomes medical access. While healthcare systems differ across countries, one reality is consistent. Financial stability influences health outcomes. Strong credit can support emergency medical financing when insurance is limited. It can support access to private care or faster treatment options. It can reduce financial stress, which directly impacts physical health. Poor credit often increases stress load, delays care decisions, and restricts access to higher quality services when they are needed most. Credit also impacts your career and is actually a hidden gatekeeper of mobility. Credit also impacts career decisions more than most professionals realize. It affects ability to relocate quickly for job opportunities. It affects access to professional development funding, eligibility for roles that require financial trustworthiness, entrepreneurship and business expansion. A strong credit profile creates agility. A weak one creates delay. In fast-moving industries, timing is often the difference between growth and stagnation. In our funded and focused feature, as a solopreneur, you are simultaneously building a business that generates income and a system that converts income into assets. AI agents can help with the execution, but capital determines speed, scale, and staying power. AI agents can now act like a lean operating team, drafting content, managing workflows, analyzing data, and even supporting customer engagement. That shift has lowered the people barrier to starting and scaling a business. But there's a second barrier that hasn't changed as quickly, and that's capital. For a solopreneur, the question is no longer, can I build this alone? The real question is, where do I get the funding fuel to turn this asset building business? So now we're going to start with self-funding. That's one option, and that's structured. We don't want anything that's random. So before you get external capital from investors or banks, most founders underestimate what they can do internally. You can reinvest revenue, you can separate business and personal finances, and you can build a growth account, which is marketing tools, contractors, AI systems. This stage is not about limitation, it's about proving traction and discipline, because almost every external funder asks one thing first: have you already started, and can you sustain execution? And that's today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing clarity to capital markets and strategy. Until next time, stay informed, stay intentional, and keep building forward. See you soon.